everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited to film this video because this is a vlog, but it's not any old vlog. I am going to be taking on the arduous task of going to the best bookshops in London. So I thought this could be a really fun vlog idea because I've been to a lot of bookshops in London and I love a lot of them, but I wanted to know which ones are the best. What are the 5 best rated on Google reviews? What are on the best lists? And I want to see if I've been to them. And actually, I have not been to all of these bookshops. So this is going to be a really exciting vlog. Obviously, the best bookshops in London is going to be a very personal measure. I've got my own favorites, but I wanted kind of an external set of criteria to be able to measure which bookshops are considered the best. Oh my God, sorry, that light is kind of insane. Basically, what I did is I went and looked at loads of different best of lists, and then I went to Google reviews and basically decided that 4.8 out of 5 was the cutoff point. I had to look at only 4.8 rated bookshops in London, and then secondly, I had to be a reasonably popular bookshop as well, because there's lots that get a 5, but I've only had like 100 reviews. So I decided to do a cutoff point that it had to have over 400 reviews or ratings on Google, and I came up with 5 bookshops. So that's what we're going to be doing in this vlog. I'm really excited. We're starting off the vlog today with a special guest as well. Alice is going to be helping me on this mission of finding the best bookshop in London. And I'll be very interested to see if my ratings match the ranking of this video. Because I obviously have my own personal favourite bookshops, but they're often ones that I've got special memories in or that are local to me. So I'll be really interested to see how I feel about these big bookshops. And also, I just wanted an excuse to go book shopping, because why not? I've got a voucher. Let's go and spend some money buying some books today. So let me finish getting ready. Let's get dressed and let's head out. Very quick fit check. We're going comfy, cozy, casual because it's freezing outside. Also, can you tell I don't personally believe in ironing? So I visited these bookshops in a randomized order, but it'll be kind of fun if you try and guess which order they are ranked in terms of Google reviews and best of lists. And then I will reveal it at the end, as well as my own personal ranking. But we are closing in on the first bookshop of the vlog, which is a little bookshop near King's Cross called Gaze the Word. This is one of the bookshops I had actually visited before, so I did know what to expect, but I love this bookshop so much. This is a community-centered bookshop and it's an independent bookshop, and it's actually the oldest LGBT bookshop in the UK. Everyone say hi to Alice as she continually runs away from me throughout the entire vlog. This bookshop has such a nice vibe, and I'm so glad that I got the chance to visit during this vlog, and also I'm so glad that it's one of the top rated bookshops in London because it absolutely deserves it. It focuses on queer fiction and non-fiction, and it hosts a lot of events as well, and they have very cool merch and they have an absolutely amazing selection of queer books. Now everyone's going to have a different take on what makes a good bookshop, but my personal criteria that I'm going to use for this video is the following. Number 1, how good is the selection of books? How curated is the whole collection? Number 2, what's the ambiance like? What is the vibe of the shop? Number 3, how long could I realistically spend in the bookshop? Because that is such an important thing for me. I want to be able to spend hours there. And number 4, most importantly, would I return? So how does Gaze the Word stack up in terms of best bookshops in London? I would say it's a must visit. In terms of selection, there is a huge array, although obviously it's more curated because it's focusing on queer literature. Secondly, the ambiance and vibe is great in there. The staff are very lovely. It has a really friendly vibe. Because of its popularity though, it can get a little bit busy and feel a little bit crowded. It's on the smaller side, especially compared to some others on this list, although it's definitely not the smallest on this list, so you couldn't spend absolutely hours here. So here are the final scores for Gaze the Word, and we are on to the next one. The next bookshop I'd actually never been to before, although it's one of Alice's favourites, and it's actually a short walk away from Gaze the Word. This is Housmans. Housmans is another historic independent bookshop in King's Cross. They've been open since 1959. Housmans is a proud radical bookshop, and they specialise in books on on feminism, anti-racism, LGBTQIA+ politics, anarchism, socialism, anti-fascism, non-violence, and a lot more. The whole of the upstairs is dedicated to their non-fiction, and I honestly could have spent hours browsing. We spent so much time digging through these shelves. There were so many books I had never heard of before that sounded incredibly interesting. One of the best things about this bookshop were the conversations that it sparked between me and Alice. It was so much fun walking through this bookshop and chatting about everything. I would highly recommend bringing a like-minded friend to browse with for that reason. They do have a fiction section as well, which is downstairs. So there are 2 floors to this bookshop, a lot to explore. It was also a very calm shop. There wasn't anyone downstairs at all when we were there, so we could browse and chat to our heart's content. Also, considering the quite small floor area of this shop, they have a huge selection. They have children's books, they have graphic novels, they have classics, and anywhere that has a very sizable Ursula K. Le Guin section is going to be a win from me. I definitely did end up buying something from here, so stay tuned to the end of the video. But how would I score Housmans, having never been to this shop before? These are my final scores. So it is in the current lead for this video. A cheeky hint to our next potential bookshop, but before that we needed sustenance desperately, so we went and had lunch and got a lovely little treat as well, because every good book shopping day needs to be properly fueled. Then we walked over to bookshop number 3 for this video, and this is another bookshop that I can't believe I've never been to before. It's very, very famous, and it is right on the canal, and I mean literally on the canal, because this is Word on the Water. This is truly the boat of dreams, and the vibes on this boat are immaculate. It is wall to wall and floor to ceiling books, and the vibe is so comfy and cozy. They did have some bins of discounted and on sale books that I always appreciate, and they had some really cool tote bags and merch, which I personally do love as souvenirs in bookshops. This bookshop just had such a great atmosphere. They were playing music, it was such a fun community vibe, and there is nothing better than being literally on the water. It felt so cool. There was loads of really cozy sofas and chairs that you could sit in, although the whole boat obviously is a narrow boat, so it's pretty small. You definitely couldn't spend hours in this bookshop, and they're obviously limited by the selection that they can provide because it's a very small boat. So this is my final rating for Word on the Water. After all this book shopping, we were exhausted. We wanted to sit down, have a coffee, and have a sweet treat. But although we're saying goodbye to Alice for this portion of the vlog, we have 2 more bookshops to visit. Hi everyone, we are doing the next bookshop. Welcome to the next portion of this vlog. I'm reviewing our next bookshop, and that is Hatchards in Piccadilly. I'm really excited to see this one. I haven't been to this bookshop in absolutely ages, and I think only the time that I did go in, I just walked in and walked out, so I didn't have much time to explore. So today we're gonna have a look, and I'm really excited. It's obviously very busy. It's in central London in the middle of a Saturday, so it's probably gonna be a bit packed. Obviously there is this Waterstones as well that I've spent a lot of time in. That is the absolutely huge, like, I think there's like 5 floors here, maybe 4 floors. One of the biggest in Europe, I think, but that is not where we're visiting today. Obviously that Waterstones is incredibly highly rated and lots of people love it, but it doesn't actually, because it's so popular, it didn't actually fit within like the Google review parameters that I set out at the beginning of this video, because it's got so many reviews. So it didn't make it to the top 5, interestingly. But this one did, which is Hatchards. I'm struggling even to vlog at this point, it's so busy, but I will see you in there and let's explore this bookshop together. Here we are, this is the shop. It's a beautiful old bookshop. Let's look in the window. A gorgeous window display. Some fiction, non-fiction. Oh my god, it's so loud in here. I'm gonna swap to voiceover now when I go in. You can probably tell by the intro to these few clips that it was a pretty overstimulating experience going into this bookshop on a Saturday afternoon, but I want to be realistic because this is probably when you will go if you take any recommendations for this video. So this bookshop is very beautiful and also very historic. Hatchards actually claim to be one of the oldest bookshops in the United Kingdom, and I'm not sure if that means the chain or if it means this specific bookshop, but either way, if you like history, then definitely give this a visit. visit. This bookshop ended up being so much bigger than I thought it was. It was 5 stories tall, and it had these very beautiful historic staircase right in the middle that was very aesthetic. But honestly, I have to say the rest of the bookshop was pretty packed, and also in general kind of felt like a Waterstones, and that is because Waterstones actually bought Hatchards in 1998. You absolutely cannot fault the selection of books on offer though, and everything was organised really meticulously. I believe that I could have found anything I was looking for in this whole shop, and I loved the different author spotlights and some of the merch as well. There was pretty sizable genre sections with more like sci-fi and fantasy than I often find in a Waterstones, and they had loads of new releases from different authors as well. So overall, this is my final score for Hatchards. Hi everyone, I'm doing the 5th and final bookshop for this vlog. I'm very excited because the first clips that you saw in this video were from so long ago. It's taken me actually much longer than I thought to make myself like track down all 5 of these bookshops around London, but we are going to the 5th and the final one today, which I'm very excited about. It is one that is close to my heart. I love this bookshop so much, and it is Daunt Books, but specifically the one in Marylebone. This bookshop is incredibly beautiful, and I love it especially for reading around the world because everything is categorized into countries, and it's not just non-fiction, it's fiction as well, categorized in countries, which is so helpful if you're looking for books for reading around the world. So I am going to this bookshop today. I'm all on my own today. I'm going to go and show you around this wonderful bookshop, and it'll be the 5th and the final one in this vlog. And then at the end, I'll sit down and have a chat about which one was my favorite out of all 5. Let's go to the 5th and final bookshop. This Daunt Books is set in Marylebone, which actually has loads of lovely shops around it, including other charity shops where you can find amazing deals on secondhand books. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Daunt Books, and Daunt Books are an independent chain, and this is their flagship store, their biggest store, and they usually specialize in travel books, and there are definitely a lot of travel books here, but also the selection is just absolutely huge. And I love the way that they lay out this shop. There is just books crammed into every single space, and there is so much to look at. In the front you have new releases and then specific tables for prize-winning books. You also have special editions. In terms of vibe in this shop, the beautiful skylights let in so much light, and it just feels so light and airy no matter how many people are in this bookshop. And then this back room is just the absolute showstopper. It is 3 floors full of books from all around the world. There are travel books mixed in with these different categories, but there's also fiction and other non-fiction as well. I always find things that I want to buy in this section, and I could just spend absolutely hours browsing. Upstairs may be very beautiful, but downstairs is really where the gold is for me, and this is where I dig for treasure. I absolutely love just combing through shelf after shelf. I was trying to actually find our book club book for the Reading Around the World book club. I didn't find it. I did find a couple of months ago, that was our book club book, and loads of other things that I definitely could have picked up. Remember, again, stay tuned at the end of this video for a haul. But the other lovely thing about Daunt is it's so close to Regent's Park. You can take a little stroll over and hang out with your friends and have a beautiful time on a sunny day, which is the best thing to do after book shopping. So this is my final rating for Daunt Books Marylebone. Hello everyone, and welcome to the end of this video. And I have just realised I'm wearing the same top that I was wearing at the beginning of this video. That is unintentional, but just a happy coincidence that we can bookend it with the same outfit. But I am here to do my final ranking review, also a little mini haul of everything that I ended up picking up during the course of this vlog, which some of it was filmed a very long time ago now. So I actually have had these books for quite a little while, but I will show you which books I got. But actually, I think it's kind of quite related to my scores of each of the bookshops. The higher I rated a bookshop, the more books I was likely to buy from that bookshop, which is quite funny. But this is your final chance to write down like the prediction you think of the ranked order of these bookshops in terms of Google reviews and like how often they're mentioned in different best of like London bookshop lists. Because I do have a definitive kind of ranking for these bookshops, and then I also have my own personal ranking. So last chance to write a comment now with your thoughts on that, and I will tell you if you're right. So the #1 bookshop, according to Google, is Gaze the Word, which actually makes me very, very happy that this one shows up so often because it's such an important bookshop and I absolutely love it. Best rated bookshop #2 is Daunt Books in Marylebone. This comes as absolutely no surprise to me. #3 is Hatchards. #4 is Word on the Water, and then #5 is Housmans. And I have to tell you now, this is not my current ranking of these bookshops. I think by watching the video, you obviously already know what I've rated each of these bookshops and my experience of them. So if you've been making a note of that, then you know what my order is. But just to make it very clear, this is my order of these bookshops and the most that I enjoyed them. But honestly, I enjoyed every single one of them. They were so much fun to go and visit. This was such a joy of a vlog to do because I got to go just to 5 of the best bookshops, I mean, probably in the world. Like, best bookshops in London means kind of like some of the best bookshops in the world. So starting at the bottom, my list goes like this. With a score of 11, we have both Hatchards and Word on the Water. These are at two ends of the spectrum for me. One heavy on vibes and atmosphere, and one with a much better selection. So these are two ends of the spectrum in my eyes, but depending on what you're looking for, you'll have a great time at both of these. In the bronze medal space is Gaze the Word. As I said, I absolutely love this bookshop, but the other two just were slightly better for my own tastes, and I will tell you why, which means that at #2 we have Housmans, such a new discovery for me, and I'm so glad that I discovered this. So thank you so much to Alice for showing me around this bookshop, which is one of her favorites. And then obviously that leaves Daunt Books at #1. I just think this one is like an event in itself. Going there is so beautiful. It's lovely to walk around. I literally can never leave that shop without buying a book, which is not always the case, despite what my book hauls may tell you. But that is my #1 bookshop in London, at least out of these ones that I've tried. I actually, now I've done this video, I really want to do it again, but look at the other end of the spectrum. Try and find really like underground bookshops that people don't really know about, maybe that are a bit further away from central London, maybe exploring some local areas. I want to show you my favorite local bookshops, including charity shops and that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that video, please remember to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you want to see that, because I do think that that'll be really fun. But now let me try and remember where I put these books that I actually bought in this video. Okay, so firstly in Housmans, I ended up buying Space Crone by Ursula K. Le Guin. I'm so excited to read this one, and I actually got a pretty cool looking aggressively yellow bookmark as well that I quite enjoy. This one is actually a non-fiction by Ursula K. Le Guin, and it is bringing together all of her writings on feminism and gender, and I'm just so excited to dive into this one. I actually can't believe that I have not read it already. If you do want the address for Housmans, it's just there. I would highly recommend going to visit. It's so much fun. And then the other books that I actually got in Daunt Books. Firstly, I ended up picking up Perfection, which I'm going to be reading very soon for the International Booker shortlist. This has just been shortlisted, and I'm doing a vlog reading all of the shortlisted books. I also got a bookmark in here as well that is lovely. They are gorgeous bookmarks with very cute little directions on there as well. I mean, you can Google it if you want to know like how to get there, but I just thought I'd show you that anyway. And then finally, I also picked up this book. This is The Door by Magda Szabo. And this is a book that I really want to read for Hungary for my Reading Around the World challenge, and I've heard incredible things about this book, and for some reason I thought it was like a really skinny little book, and it ends up being like quite considerable, but I'm still very excited to read this. And I think it is about a young woman writer, and she employs this housekeeper, and then they have a very like intense kind of friendship, I think. I'm not actually sure what this is about, but I've just heard amazing things, and people that I really trust their opinion of have said that this is one of their favorite books. So very excited to read that one, and so happy to pick up some Hungarian literature in Daunt Books. So that's my mini little book haul for this video. I don't think I bought anything else in these specific bookshops. I have been buying other things a lot recently, but that's for a different video. I want to say a huge thank you to my Patreons. Thank you so much for your support on making this video and making this channel possible. You are my favorite people on the planet, and thank thank you so much. If you are interested in becoming one of my favorite people on the planet, then you can always check out my Patreon below. There is extra content, including book shopping vlogs over on there and book hauls. There is a new upcoming video this month and every other month. I also do other short videos and lots of stuff connected to my Reading Around the World challenge if you're interested in that. But other than that, I think all I have to say is please remember to subscribe if you haven't already and like this video because it really helps me out. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye!